Your tests pass, the code is clean, you ship, and you're done. Then something happens to your database through a bug you were never going to see in the first place. This thing that just shows me exactly how that break in happened, and it isn't some hack. It's open source, it's free, it's sitting at almost 38,000 stars on GitHub, and this thing has a name. This is Strix. Let me show you what it does and where it falls apart. So, what is this thing? Strix spins up a team of AI agents that behave as hackers, similar to some pen test tools. But not one model is taking a guess, it's a crew of them. One agent does recon and maps your app, another goes after the OWASP top 10 and your APIs, SQL injection, cross site scripting, broken access control, the stuff that actually gets shipped. Here's why this matters to us because a lot of us don't have a team and we don't have a bunch of money laying around for a pen test. So, we either ignore the problem or you run a scanner that buries you in a ton of what ifs. Strix doesn't do that. It doesn't say this might be exploitable. It breaks in, proves it, and hands you it as a pull request. Now, let me show you all this in action. All right, now you'd expect setting up would be a lot, but in reality, this is one line. You fire it up with a curl command to install it. That is what installs this. Now, here is a FastAPI app for expenses just built out and it's running on this UI, which you can see here. I added one expense, which is subscribe to the Better Stack channel. I put 1 cent, but in reality, subscribing is always free. And you learn a ton from our countless videos coming out all the time. Now that we have Strix, I can run this one command here. Strix target. I'm going to put my code path in the live UI, then I'll add this scan mode quick. I'm just giving Strix a model to use here. I'm using my Anthropic API here, but it takes Claude, Gemini, or even a stronger Olama model if you want to keep it local. This command targets my live site and my project together. One catch here, it pulls a Docker sandbox on the first run, so Docker does need to be running. The sandbox lets the agents actually act without the blast hitting your systems. Then I pointed at a small app, my app that I built. I wrapped some auth and a database to it, and that's the one rule. You only ever run this on something that you have permission to test. Now, you'd think it fires back results instantly. It doesn't. Does any pen test tool do that? A quick scan here took about 10 minutes. All right. So, but I'll speed that up for you. Let me cook this and let me grab a coffee in the meantime. All right. With that coffee in hand, we can take a look at this now. Now, most tools tell you your door might be unlocked. Strix found the endpoint, wrote a working exploit, ran it, pulled data out, and gave me the exact steps here. Plus the fix, it told me what's wrong. This is everything I got back from Strix. After a little bit of time running on the quick mode. You could change quick mode, but that's going to take a lot longer and it's going to rack up more tokens. So, how is this different from many of the others already out there? Manual pen test is accurate, but it's slow and it's pricey. A static scanner is fast and cheap, but it never really runs our code, and other AI tools exist. They do, right? Here's where Strix kind of pulls ahead or changes it a little bit. The agents talk to each other in chain attacks. It's all sandboxed and it closes the loop with auto fix pull requests. On the XBen exploitation benchmark, it hits a 96% solve rate, around 19 minutes per challenge. And those are real break in tasks, not multiple choice detection. How would you actually use this? Well, it's a command line tool with native GitHub Actions support, and it works on open source code and a live app. Ship Python drops right in. Now, the best part by a mile is validated findings. Every real bug here comes with working proof, so that 400 maybes pile just disappears. CI hook is clean. It exits with an error code when it finds something, so you can start straight up block a bad merge before it even lands. It's open source. Apache 2.0 brings your own model with no lock-in, and it's strong on APIs and web apps. And it mostly held up, but it's got real limits as well. It leans hard on the model you give it. You're basically renting a hacker for a minute or two or however long this takes. A weak local model gives weak findings. A strong one, it costs a lot of tokens. Budget 3, maybe $5 for a quick scan. It depends on how big your project is. Deep scans are slow, they're hours, they're not minutes, and Docker adds friction. And on the really messed up stuff, complex logic, long chain attacks, it's not quite there yet. It's pretty cool for routine, repeatable checks, but maybe not a stand in for a human on your actual systems, depending on how big they are. So, do you actually run this? I mean, yeah, you could. Where I'd reach for it maybe is pre merge checks, side projects, staging, Catching the obvious stuff before production. Wire it in your pipeline, let it run on real changes, and see what happens. As your only defense on a critical system with a bit of setup, maybe not. Think of security as layers, not a single wall. Strix is one strong layer. Validated feedback in CI sitting next to your existing scanners for coverage and a human review for the hard calls. That's just an idea. If you care about shipping secure code faster, this is a pretty sweet open source tool and it's free to try with your own keys. If you enjoy coding tips and tricks like this, be sure to subscribe to the Better Stack channel. We'll see you in another video.